Chapter 21. On the necessary conditions of donkeyhood. If it is granted at the outset, and who among us would deny it, that the donkey is both in the pit and of the pit, then we must also accept the corollary proposition, namely that the pit without the donkey is no pit at all, but merely a cavity that, lacking donkeys, cannot be called arse-hole, but only hole, which, as every sensible logician knows, is both too general and too particular to serve our purposes. Now consider, if the donkey is defined by its bray, and the bray is audible only when it is heard, then it follows, does it not, that the donkey exists only insofar as it is listened to. Yet who is the listener? If the mule listens, the bray is doubled, for the mule, lacking a bray of its own, reflects the donkey's sound as silence. If the lover listens, the bray is transformed into desire. But if nobody listens, does the donkey bray at all? Let us assume, then, that the bray is independent of both donkey and listener. This assumption requires us to postulate a universal bray, eternal, without beginning or end, in which all donkeys participate. The individual donkey, therefore, is not a donkey in itself, but a manifestation of brayness. And yet, if the donkey is not donkey but brayness, then what is the pit? Clearly not pitness, for pitness contains brayness, which is donkey, which is not donkey. Thus the pit is both greater and lesser than itself, which is logically impossible, unless it is not.
One might object. Surely the lovers in the pit, man with man, woman with woman, all with all, disprove this. But this objection misses the point. For if gender is shovel, and shovel is light, and light is shadow of shovel, as was demonstrated in Chapter 1, if you recall, then clearly the lovers are donkeys in disguise. And if they are donkeys, then they bray. And if they bray, then the pit listens. And if the pit listens, then... But here we must pause, for while it is obvious that the conclusion is inevitable, it remains equally obvious that to state it prematurely would do violence to the rigour of our argument. It is enough for the present to acknowledge that all contradictions harmonise, that all donkeys are mules, and all mules are donkeys, that the pit is not the asshole, and yet is nothing else, and that the entire matter rests upon a foundation so secure that to proceed further would require only the smallest of steps, which, alas, we cannot take at this juncture.